Let's delve into the statistics regarding divorce rates around the world and their impact on the institution of marriage. Forget about the commonly held belief that divorce rates in the Western world are continuously rising, as recent data shows a surprising downward trend. However, it's not yet time to celebrate, as the divorce rate is far from reaching its lowest point, contrary to what many people think. But wait, there's more. This data comes with an interesting twist. The number of couples getting married is plummeting, which is causing concern among women. On the other hand, men are stepping back from the dating and marriage scene, leaving women puzzled about the reasons behind this shift. Why is this happening?
Men don't want to marry anymore because the risk outweighs the benefits. There's a risk that comes with marriage that essentially only benefits a woman. A man marries you and can only hope that one day you don't wake up and say, I feel like I don't love you anymore and I want to leave and you can't do anything about it. According to ASA, 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Among college-educated women, it jumps to 90%. You know what's crazy? I mean, a lot of us women don't have anything a man actually wants that we can bring to the table.
It appears that men are becoming more aware of the potential risks involved in marriage, and they are not willing to take any chances. Men in the middle-age range, in particular, are expressing their reluctance to commit to relationships with women. Despite the current divorce rate in the United States reaching a 50-year low, there are still some men who hold on to the hope of a successful and happy long-term partnership. However, with the dating landscape becoming increasingly unpredictable and unconventional, it's uncertain what the future holds. Although the divorce rate dropped to a 50-year low in 2017, with only a mere 14.9% of marriages ending in divorce. When you analyze the numbers, there's still a close to 50% chance of a marriage ending in divorce. Guess who is the primary cause of divorce? Women. And here's the intriguing part. In 2019, the number of marriages reached a critical low point, or, depending on one's perspective, crawled towards it. It seems as though the dating world is akin to a sinking ship, with men metaphorically leaping overboard. Oh, and did I mention that men are seemingly rejecting the idea of marriage altogether? A recent article penned by a woman sheds light on why this trend is troubling for her fellow women. According to the article, the number of couples getting married is declining rapidly, plummeting to unimaginable depths. Can you fathom being in a long-term committed relationship with your partner without the traditional marriage extravaganza? No elaborate white gown, no tossing of the bouquet, no cutting of the cake. The author of the article, who is a woman, is sounding alarm bells about the potential consequences of having children outside of wedlock, especially for women. We now find ourselves in an alternate reality where the principles of love and commitment are being cast aside. Could this be the demise of marriage as we know it? Well, we're certainly approaching that point. And most, if not all, women out there dream of walking down the aisle with their perfect man after years of sleeping around with every walking male creature. However, if millions of men fail to step up to the plate, which is now turning into a reality, that dream may forever remain just that, a dream. This phenomenon is not limited to the United States alone. It is occurring worldwide. Marriage rates are plummeting at an alarming pace, faster than a bouquet toss gone awry. Professor Philip Cohen asserts that this decline can be attributed to the strong push for gender equality and women's empowerment.
Women control access to sex and determine whether or not a life is brought into the world. Men control access to relationships and marriage. That's what we control. Ladies, across the board, you can have your standards, your point of view, but when it comes right down to it, the way you guys were talking is if you had leverage over the kind of men that was in the discussion. You don't. You're competing with the women around him. We have to make ourselves valuable. We don't sit back and say, well, it's not fair. You earn all of your value as a man, and it's your greatest opportunity that you could hope for. Women are born with value.
This decision is being made by females. Imagine a woman in her late 20s suddenly emerging, proclaiming from rooftops that she has her degree and some relationship experience, and she's ready to settle down and start a family. It's like a romantic comedy coming to life, and I have a feeling that most men would be open to such commitment. But that's not what's actually happening. Women in their 40s are declaring that age is just a number, insisting that 40 is the new 30. They're preserving their eggs on ice, embracing a life of dating for pleasure and casual flings. They think they have the world under their control, and therefore have the ability to do whatever they wish to. However, here's the twist. When these women eventually decide to settle down and have a family, they discuss finding a donor or a male partner to help thaw their eggs. A growing number of men are expressing their disinterest towards the idea of starting a family with these old obnoxious women. They are frustrated with laws that seem to unfairly target them simply because of their gender. And you know what? This is a significant reason why more and more men are rejecting the notion of marriage altogether. It has for so long now been biased against them. I firmly believe that if we want to bring about change in these laws, men need to raise their voices and be heard. If we remain silent, things will continue on the same path of discrimination and harm. And here's an astonishing fact. The marriage rate is currently at an all-time low because men are becoming more selective and less inclined to head towards divorce courts. If my prediction is correct, it could be because they feel demeaned and shamed by new laws that portray them in a negative light. Men are not going to respond with violence or cause a scene. No, they're simply going to shrug their shoulders and say, cool, we'll do our own thing. And you know what that means? A whole new world of incredible male social circles filled with motorcycle rides and jungle hunts. These men are all about seizing the day and finding contentment wherever they can.
Marriages are declining every single year because the feminist ideology has been working towards making sure it's declining. This is why we have more broken homes. This is why we have more problems. This is why we have more of the problems that we are currently seeing right now. But for most of human history, the idea was, because biologically my instinct is to provide and protect for a woman and build a legacy, I would have to marry that woman, because you can't just take that woman away. You have to make a promise to that father that raised that woman. And you'd have to make a promise to the community that helped to raise that woman, that you are someone who is serious, that you are someone who will raise that woman, who will accept the responsibilities and the consequences of being with this woman and raising the legacy that you are looking after.
Let's examine the decline of marriage and the societal factors contributing to it. Men out there are no longer enthusiastic about the traditional till death do us part concept. Who needs to make vows when you can simply relax and enjoy life as a bachelor? And you know what? Women are getting a bit puzzled by all of this. It's as if men are taking the lead in the realms of dating and marriage, leaving women wondering what's happening. That's just how it is, and it's not going to change anytime soon. These men have realized that it's better to live alone and have a great adventured life without the modern lost women. It is clear that society and the courts are not willing to listen to men. Therefore, the only solution is going their own way and finding fulfillment elsewhere. Turns out the women are not happy with this move. That's why they'll be old, single, alone, and suicidal by the time they realize the truth. What do you think? Tell us down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video, champs. Thank you for watching.